I thoroughly believe that minions are a plague on society, and I am prepared to argue it in essay format. As many of you know, I work for the Disney Store, and recently I've noticed an increase in the confusion of what is and is not a Disney movie. I have had a million instances of guests coming in looking for very specific merchandise from a certain animated film that is not Disney, and then arguing with me when I tell them that it is not a Disney property. These interactions have inspired this video, and I'm going to do some clarification on what is and is not a Disney property and some of the common misconceptions of things that people think are Disney but are definitely not. The first thing I want to clarify is that Disney and Pixar did not create every single animated film out there. This may seem like common sense, but I've learned that for a lot of people, they don't understand that there are many animation companies out there that compete and make lots of different animated films. And number one on my list, the movie that people think is Disney but definitely is not, is Minions. Minions was made by Illumination Entertainment and distributed by Universal. This is why you can meet a Minion at Universal Studios, you cannot meet them at a Disney park. Another Illumination Entertainment product that people have been talking about lately is The Secret Life of Pets. I have seen news articles that have reported that The Secret Life of Pets is a Pixar movie. This is incorrect information. Finding Dory is the newest Pixar film that came out several weeks before The Secret Life of Pets, and it would be kind of strange of them to release two movies right after another. I'm not saying it's impossible, I'm just saying probably not. Another very common misconception is that Shrek is a Disney movie. I very often ask guests what their favorite Disney movie is because I genuinely care. I like hearing about what people love, and then someone answered Shrek the other day. I informed them, oh sorry, Shrek is not a Disney movie, and they said, oh right, it's a Pixar movie. And I said, no, there has never been a Pixar movie that's not a Disney movie. It's actually made by DreamWorks. And then she was like, oh right, we saw the DreamWorks show, World of Color. And I was like, no, there's no DreamWorks things in World of Color. It was a very confusing conversation. Needless to say, you will not find anything Shrek in any Disney park or Disney store. There is no Shrek hidden in World of Color. I don't know what this lady was talking about. Like Shrek, How to Train Your Dragon and Madagascar are also both DreamWorks properties. They will never be found in a Disney park. If anything, they will be in a Universal Studios park. Paw Patrol is another common one, which is the Nickelodeon TV show. I've been asked about Scooby-Doo several times, which is a Hanna-Barbera cartoon, definitely not Disney. Now let's talk about princesses. Princess Anastasia. No, not the ugly stepsister Anastasia, the Princess Anastasia from the film Anastasia. This is a 20th Century Fox film, very often confused with a Disney film. I've had guests argue with me that we should carry her costume, that she's so underrepresented, that people get mad at me. It's not a Disney property, therefore we will not carry her product. Thumbelina is another one that usually comes along with Anastasia, and that is actually a Warner Brothers film. Also under Warner Brothers is the recent Legend of Tarzan film. I've had a lot of people confuse this with a Disney live-action remake, which is not the case. Tarzan itself is a tale as old as time, and while we own Disney's Tarzan, we definitely don't own every single version of Tarzan out there. Now let's talk about superheroes. For those of you who are not familiar, there are two main huge companies within the superhero verses. There is Marvel and then there's DC, and while there's lots of conversation about which is better, Marvel is owned by Disney and DC is not. DC includes characters like Batman, the Green Lantern, Superman, Wonder Woman. Marvel includes Captain America, Iron Man, all the Avengers, and Spider-Man, although Spider-Man is a bit of a tricky situation. I could probably make an entire video on who owns Spider-Man, but currently Disney is sharing the rights with Sony. Disney did not make the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films or the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man films. Those are all Sony made. And that completes my list of things that people thought were Disney but definitely are not. I hardly even scratched the surface. I didn't even mention Harry Potter, that is a huge one. But I definitely covered the most common ones that I experienced at the Disney store. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I'll definitely respond to them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a magical day, and I'll talk to you guys later.